Hey there, it is Tom Steer on behalf of Indie Structural Productions, and we are back with the Throwback Baritone video series. Now, first things first, we're gonna mark out where our tuning pegs are gonna go. So I have made sure that they are an equal distance away from the side of the headstock and an equal distance apart from one another. And being very careful to measure so, then using a bradawl to mark out those positions to get ready to drill the holes, or the pilot holes. And also a very good note for me to never put the camera on a surface that I'm working on, because dear God, it's shaking a whole lot. Oh well. So drilling out, these are pilot holes to make the drilling so much easier, because the best way to drill out the holes for the tuning holes, the holes for the tuning pegs or machine heads, is to drill halfway through on either side. Just make sure that you're actually going to not tear out all that much, and of course make sure that you're following the angle of the headstock at the same time, instead of drilling straight through at a different angle, because that will cause issues later on. And marking out scale length. So this is a 28-inch scale baritone guitar. So getting that lined up so I know where to route my pickups. And while I'm at it, marking out my bridge position. It's good to know where it lands. Or roughly marking it out. This makes routing out the pickup cavities a whole lot easier. And then of course, making sure that they're in line with the neck. So I'm just using a ruler here, kind of like as a straight edge, to see exactly where the neck goes, so that I have my pickups in the correct position, because if they were to be off, it would not be all that good. And the center line, very important. And the thing is, this is a book matched top, or slightly book matched top, so my center line is pretty much the center of where those two pieces meet. Then off to the workshop, where I first drill out all the excess material. This makes routing a hell of a lot easier and quicker. I don't know what it is with me lately. It's like I have problems doing commentary and talking in general. Words are hard. So removing all the excess, just to make sure that routing is a lot easier and quicker. This also means that you're not going to wear out your router bits as quickly, because you're taking away far less material. And using the super glue and masking tape trick. Now, because I have my fretboard in the way, I have to raise this template up quite a bit. So I'm just using a ruler to act as a square, so I can find the center line and have that pickup go exactly where it's supposed to. Now, of course, I need to keep in mind that now there is a gap that I can't let the router bit fall into, because that would cause a hell of a lot of damage. So just being careful about it, little by little, taking away maybe 3 mil at a time, just to be on the safe side. And I'm using a bearing cutter for this, so that it follows the template. There we are. And then of course repeated the same process with the bridge pickup. On to carving. So I'm using one of my favorite rasps, which is a flat on one side and a curve on the other side. And it is a wonderful tool for carving. Really hogs out all the material very quickly. And then usually after doing this part of the carving, seems like I'm trying to find a good camera angle here. But after this part of the carving, I move on to a spoke shave to kind of fine tune all the carves, make them look a lot nicer and a lot smoother. I'm just doing a little bit of a bevel just to get those curves in there and get the guitar looking a lot nicer. Then finishing off all the carving with some sanding. So I'm pretty sure that I'm starting off with a fairly low grit. This might be 100, even maybe an 80 grit, just to really fine tune the carve a bit. Of course, having a smaller sander makes things a hell of a lot easier than a large orbital sander, but I'm fairly certain that I did go and use a smaller angle sander as well for this. Hell, if I had an angle grinder, this would be so much faster and so much more efficient, but I do not, and actually this is the way that you can do it yourself at home. It's a very straightforward process. Of course, if you don't have an orbital sander or a sander at all, it's very easy for you to just sand by hand. It just takes a lot longer. Be sure to use a block so you keep everything nice and squared up, because you don't want dips and divots all over the place. Now with the carve all fine-tuned and stuff, it's time to bring everything up to the same grit in preparation for the next phase. So the guitar. You can see commentary's been hard lately. I don't know what's up with me. Sorry about that. I was gonna say that the video is about to end, not that the guitar is about to end, because there's still a good way to go with this. But the video is starting to reach its ending point, and I shall say bye-bye for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Remember to subscribe to see all the videos coming up. Go check out the new tutorial series that I put out, the Homebrew series, and hit that like button. Comment down below if you have something to comment on, and yeah, see you guys next week. Bye bye.